How y'all doing? This is Mark Brown from GateWay Garlic Urban Farms, and we're here to harvest some garlic. Right before me, you see this is a standard hardneck variety called Chesnok Red, and as you can see, the two bottom leaves of this plant have begun to yellow. This is usually one of the signifying telltale signs that the garlic is ready to harvest. Digging this stuff up is actually pretty easy. I would never ever suggest pulling it up by the plant itself. More times than not, the plant will detach itself from the bulb, and you'll have a headache going through the soil trying to figure out where that bulb was. But you could use a pitchfork, you could use a spade. I like a spade personally. Use standard shovel. Just basically a little kick in the ground brings your bulb up, and as you can see, this is a standard Chesnok Red, and it's that simple. Hardneck garlic is that simple. A few points to keep in mind here is many people like to clean their garlic. I've seen some great pictures of some beautiful scrubbed white garlic. If you're going to store this for any amount of time, I suggest you don't scrub your garlic. Keep the dirt on it as much as possible. These things should be stored inside in a nice, cool, dry place. This bulb will continue to set, drawing the nutrients from the rest of this plant back into this bulb. Many people like to hang these things up, usually bunch them up together, and here, well, let me dig a few up here. Many people like to hang these up and hang them from the rafters in their basement or the rafters in their barn. Like here, you can see, there's a clump of dirt. You can take off some of the dirt, but I wouldn't go too crazy with it. There's no need to, really.
When did you plant that?
This was planted last fall, about early October. And as you can see, the scapes have already been cut. They were cut a few weeks back. Very, very yummy stuff for those people who are into eating scapes. We don't get a chance to eat them too much because the chefs steal them from us at every turn.
Well, that's good.
Which is great. Yes, we love to bring local food into the local diets.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people will do is bunch these guys up, basically tie a little knot onto this. You can put a lot more. I've seen people put 30, 40, 50 plants together, and you can hang these from your rafters. Like I said, you can hang them from all sorts of things. I've seen some people store these things upside down in these little slotted trays. Logically, that doesn't make sense to me because of, well, gravity, in a sense. Is that really you want the root to be able to utilize the remaining moisture inside this plant, and it won't be able to get that as easily if it's upside down rather than hanging right side up. Gravity, remember, it's not just a good idea, it's the law. But anyway, you hang these in a nice, cool, nice dry area, and the rest of this plant will yellow back, and your bulbs will be set for nice long-term storage. That's it as far as the Chesnok Red is concerned.
How long can you store them if they're in a cool cellar-like place?
It depends. It depends on the variety. These guys, you'll probably get away with a nice, good 6 to 7 months. More times than not, especially if you're storing your garlic for seed. Most of the growers we know are growing only 100, 200 heads of garlic. You're literally going to be saving the best of your heads for seed garlic, and in that case, you're only storing it for about 2 to 3 months before planting time comes around again.
Now, when you say seed, you mean clone, right? The little cloves of the seed, right?
Yes, okay. Because garlic is because you don't grow from true seed. although that's a whole nother video we're going to be getting into.
Yeah.
Garlic growers are actually cloners. Whether you plant the bulbules that actually come off the top, off the scapes, or whether you're planting the individual cloves, these are all identical replicas of the parent plant. This is what makes growing many different varieties of garlic fantastic and easy. If you were growing peppers, you would have to isolate your peppers by so many feet for fear of cross-contamination through genetic material to keep your peppers pure. Garlic does not transfer that way. You could have 30, 40 different varieties of garlic growing in a small area and keep true stock every year. And then for the most part, different varieties will keep better and will keep longer. Lots of people like your hardnecks because your hardnecks, they store longer. And this is true sometimes. There are a couple of softneck varieties that store very well, and we're going to be getting into one of those soon here. But as you can see, I just basically loosely knocked the dirt off the root bulb, and that's it.
And I can tell you from over here, it smells good. It really does.
See the mosquitoes running a mile away.
It's definitely different than regular garlic. It's got a little more. Is it a more mellow flavor, or what is it?
Chesnok Red is actually it's a pretty moderate. It's a pretty moderate strength garlic. Nice bite. It's not too strong.
It's got a good smell.
Yeah, you could definitely smell it a mile away. So what I do is, let me go through here and pull up a few of these guys here. And we're almost done with this patch, just a few more to go. And I'll show you how we tie these for storage. And again, you just basically break off some of the dirt ball. You don't have to get too crazy on it. Now, if you were selling these to a CSA, or if you were selling these to a restaurant, or maybe you were giving them to your mom as a present, you might want to scrub that bulb. But after you've stored it for a bit, like I said, this bulb will continue to set. Its taste will change, and so will its long-term storage capability. As you can see, some bulbs are actually larger than others. That's a testament to the size of the clove that you plant. Remember, the larger the clove equals larger the bulb. Now, when it comes to tying these guys up, as you can see, I'm a big bunch kind of guy. We just gather these guys together. I can take a little loop of string here, put a nice hoop in her. I do two main loops when wrapping these guys up for storage. That's for storage. I'll put one loop here. As you can see, I don't pull too tightly around the plants. Like I said, I still want those plants to be able to dry. I still want the bulbs to be able to utilize the residual moisture that's in that plant as the bulb sets to cure. Tuck under, and there you go. Put a nice little loop in here. We've got a nice way to hang it. Bob's your uncle. Now, this is a very important thing I'd like to talk about. It's probably difficult to read what this tag says. Maybe we can zoom in on this. As it says Chesnok Red. I highly advise marking your garlic in the field so you don't forget. If you're like me and you grow multiple varieties, it's difficult to distinguish one from the other. And you want to keep track of these things, and you want to keep at least the name to the variety pure. You want to make sure that, especially if you give some seed stock away, nothing is more aggravating than somebody who loves hard-neck garlic and was given some hard-neck garlic by someone only to find out it's actually a soft neck. But as you can see, that tag I'm tying to this bunch, so it's always been noted. And just take this, you guys can hang this up in your basement, hang it off your back porch rafters, hang it inside your barn. Commercial garlic growers will often braggingly show pictures of their barns, and their barns look fantastic when you look inside and you're looking at 100,000 head hanging there. Very difficult to keep all those stocks separate and making sure you know which garlic is which garlic. But anyway, like I said, this is the way we bunch up hard-neck garlic anyway. And thank you for joining us in our garden. This has been Mark Brown from GateWay Garlic Urban Farms. Grow on, baby.